Less than more lemonade.
His daughter.
Keep saying,
Okay.
especially.
So that's what they're gonna see.
Okay, this is good, right?
And you'll just have to.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we probably have our lines.
Hi, everybody. So we'll start off because people have joined in on our Google Hangout. Welcome, thanks for coming. It's really great to see everybody. I haven't seen everybody in quite a long time. And some people weren't able to come to the last meeting, so it's just really nice. Everybody got the agenda? Okay, did everybody get a copy? Obviously, if you weren't here the last meeting, you can't vote on the minutes, but the first thing that we need to do is pretty much approve the minutes of our November meeting. So we need a motion to approve those minutes from someone that was here. Marion, yep, here.
I'm sorry.
Marion Cassidy.
Gotcha. Second motion.
Everyone in favor, say yes, please. Aye. Anyone not in favor? Okay, thank you. Let's see, so approve the minutes. Here. Just reminding you, send in your CSTA membership because it looks really good to be fill out forms that talk about whether you're a CSTA member or not, so that helps us when we do different things with the national chapter, the national office. That's pretty much the same thing, same officers, we're there. Just some news from the national office. You'll get this copy of it as well, but they have just some generalities. Some of you may already be on the email list and get the notifications, but I'll send out like an update. So they highlighted a few things from the State of the Union videos that have come up, and hi. And so you can click on that when you get to the PowerPoint and just watch that. That's something that they highlighted. They also highlighted that they're looking for national officers, so if you feel like you'd like to do something like that, and want to get more involved. I see the team tend to come from pockets for officers where there's a lot of people, but they do send out all the information on your experience and whatnot. It's a good process, and then everybody comes back and goes. So if you're a member and you want to be more involved, that's another opportunity for some, good resume building. The AP Computer Science is coming with a new, you're familiar with that, right? The new computer science principles, or no?
A little bit.
Okay, so there's an AP Computer Science course, but they're developing another AP Computer Science class that's a little more general of computer science as opposed to the heavy-duty programming. So there are some opportunities that if you're interested in attending and learning about that new AP course. I know some schools have already piloted across the country. I don't think it's official to the 16-17 academic year. Not all schools will adopt it. I don't know if some people will take that instead of the other one, that they're not going on with that, but that's something you can read about. If you're interested in teaching that kind of an AP course, it could be something if you don't have that in your class at your school already, then 9th through 12th grade, you might want to look into that. It's been around for quite a while. It's been tried and tested. The only thing I've seen with it so far that's kind of confusing is that they don't really have a set kind of testing or curriculum. They have you can pick like whatever software or programming language you'd like to use. So if you wanted more information, ask me about it, and I'll send you some separate links on that. And then a little bit more national news. There's also some scholarships if you're teaching in a district where you have a high percentage portion of Hispanic Latino students. They're getting scholarships to get trained and take a professional development to go teach those. And then there's sorry, that's covering it, but there's White Hat has National Makers Week. Is that something you already looked at? Maker Week that they had. So I don't know why they highlighted this in the December section, but it was really interesting how they did that whole White House had their national paper. I want to click on that link as well. And then keeping current, this is the same stuff we just put on with every slide, every month or every other month, because some people like to be able to click on it when they want it, so that's the same as before. Future topics, really, really important. We're going to have a really great guest speaker at our next meeting, Jackie Chetty, and she's involved in the global coding collaboration that we've been doing with Amy. And Amy's going to talk about that in a minute or two. And then we'll still need someone for our May meeting, and then of course we're into the summer already. Seems like we just started the year and we're talking about what we're doing in the summer. Although with the weather, I think it'd be nice to talk about summer again. So global coding, as I said, Jackie, is that Jackie? I looked for her picture. No, close. It looked like a picture that had it was on her PD page. So maybe a few years ago, I don't know.
Oh,
Okay, so anyway,
We all-
might or might not be her. I took a guess. I didn't know if you were looking at her or not, so. Okay. Do you want to give us any updates on
sure,
how that's
I'm
going?
glad to, absolutely, yes. March 9th, she'll be here. She'll be in the United States for 2 weeks. And she's also going to participate as a judge for the high school programming competition. So that'll be nice to have an international judge on site face to face. The question I have is, do we want to keep our March 9th meeting for us, or do we want to open it up for the rest of the campus, for the community, potential recruiting for CSTA? So that's something I was thinking about, and I put it out to you. What are the pros and cons of doing that?
Any thoughts? I'm open to whatever. I was also saying that we could flip-flop it like we did when we had our presentation from, in April. That we could have her come in first, do the presentation, and we could just conduct the meeting afterward. Or we could, and at that point, this way we can open it up to more people who know if that's something that makes sense. And then, I mean, I'm fine, we, like, everybody's welcome.
Like this week?
If we put her in first at 6, everyone's welcome, and,
Yeah, see, the next week is spring break. Originally, we were gonna have my class to your class, right? But that's not going to be taking place that week, so we can't really expect anybody to come to the campus who's involved with Stockton, because most people will be going. Now what we are doing is scheduling on-site visits in some of the local schools. They're very eager to have Jackie come. She's going to do some workshops. As far as her focus is teaching coding, algebraic problem solving, working it up in primary grades, K-6 in that area, focus. She's also very experienced and on top of what's going on throughout the world. How different school systems are teaching coding. And for example, Finland and Australia are, let's just say they're a little bit ahead of us. So she'll be showing us what's going on in some of the other countries, as well as what they're doing in Johannesburg. She's also going to bring some Lego kits and things to sample, show us what she does. Now, we're going to have diverse audiences, so some people are very experienced in this and already doing it, and others are just hearing about code.org and our code. So we have a very diverse audience. Keep that in mind. So that's the question I was thinking about. Do we want to open it up, because that's the week before spring break, and then potentially recruit people and contact the alums in the different programs, in Vince's program, computer science, and make instructional technologies. Also, it might be a draw to get people interested in doctoral programs to go on, the ones that have graduate degrees already. We just happen to have a new one here, so that would be a nice. What do you think, Linda?
I'd like to throw something out, and Lynn, you're already aware of this because you're going to be involved in it, but may not remember the exact date, is that the very next day, there's another event here on campus where we're doing a screening of Big Dream, to be followed by a panel of technology professionals, and Lynn Kesselman's going to be one of our panelists. So I don't know if you want to try to tie the events together, because that's your that.
Can you talk a little bit? I'm not.
Big Dream is a documentary. It was funded by Microsoft, and it features the real life stories of 7 young women and their quest to pursue careers in science and technology. And we're getting it for free, which is nice. So
And what time will that be?
that'll be at 4:30. It's a
4:30.
90-minute documentary followed by a panel discussion.
And that's it.
And that's on the 10th.
But who's on the panel besides Philly?
We've got Candace, God, I always blank on Candace's last name. She's the CIO of Montclair. We've got Sherry Krupis, who's the Associate Vice President at New Jersey Edge, and Sandy Miller, who is the Associate CIO at, I'm gonna get the college names. That's what she said. Patterson. Those are the ones who committed at this point.
Would it be possible to Jack
I would love to have Jackie.
I was thinking,
That would be fantastic.
because she's available that weekend following that, yeah.
Definitely maximize it.
Yeah, that
Okay,
would be
that'll be
fantastic.
Thursday.
So the
That's
third,
the-
at what, so may we get together a little bit
Absolutely.
with more details? I like that. And will that be another, yeah, okay. I don't want to overdo it. It's hard to estimate.
Well, I definitely think we should open it up for people, then I can share.
Okay, that's what I was looking for. Because it's,
So we'll need more tables or more space or a bigger room?
we might as well get Big Blue, you know?
When my class,
Work on that.
when we did enable in the last class, when we chimed in my student brought norm, they were really interested, but so much so that like this is a private meeting, and I know like you can do that, so based on my students alone, now they say they'll do it, but they would love to participate in enable and love to do international speakers, but there's never been a housing or hosting, so that would be a great opportunity to like really possibly go bigger, and then maybe the classes.
I'm talking Monday night, but I could encourage my students.
And even teachers, because elementary school teachers, huge population here, really don't know much. So this would be an opportunity for, it would be a really good, I'll be honest, I'll be, like, it'd be great PR for the school, saying there's international people coming, we're gonna talk about coding, we're focusing on elementary primarily, but, you know, people that are in the field don't really know much about it. So this would be a great opportunity from cutting edge technology outside the country, saying, boom, here it is in Stockton. So I think
I like
just my students alone, and I can invite my school if they want to come. If they would be, I think,
we're going to.
well, but I think that there could be a lot of possibility for bigger things other than just, you know,
So we
collaboration.
did,
and networking.
first thing tomorrow, check to see what other larger rooms are open, either the campus center or Alton, something
We're
like
still
that.
to be able to broadcast it. Well, we could always record it and then.
The only downside is if she's going to be hands-on manipulative, if you go so big, the focus is going to have to shift.
Yes, I agree. We would have to, and she's only, well, the other thing, I like that idea. I got my answer as far as we'll open it up for many reasons. The other is, this is not just a one-shot deal. In the global office, they're interested in sustainability. So, for example, she has an 11-year-old daughter that goes to school, going to university in Johannesburg, and others that teach at the university. So what I'm thinking about is establishing long-term partnerships. Now, from K-12, also for our students in higher ed. So there are a lot of possibilities that we can gain from this as well. If you think about this, as you're saying, ahead of time. But
And
as far
not
as,
just for Stockton, also for all the K-12 teachers in here that can have now a relationship with
right,
another area for different things that they might want to do with respect to their international, because that's part of the whole culture of the curriculum now, is to be more mobile. So I think that would be a really big plus for a lot of the younger brains too.
and each school that I contacted as far as one of the sites to host, when she comes, is interested in setting up the global partnerships with students, right, using some of the Web 2.0 tools and things for collaboration. So there's a lot of possibilities there as well. So that could be it. And the other is that I was thinking about is we have a fantastic career center here that could also possibly link into that. And some of the work that Dawn has been doing, and also Michelle, that cleans and sews. And you had an idea
Yeah, just as you said about sustainability.
Yes.
You know, my idea was creating a global online learning space using a open source technology like say Moodle, and where teachers and learners can communicate and collaborate and exchange ideas. So if you want your students to create a course, they can go there and create a course. Or a teacher wants to learn something for professional development, they can go and do it in that online learning space. So we create that online learning space which is available to everyone to create courses and communicate and collaborate.
There's another possibility.
Well, without speaking for the IT department here, does anybody go close to them? Okay, good. We'll ask Matt when he comes back, but maybe you could, we could look into seeing if that's something that we could be, and that would be, you know, like Stockton's, who's IT?
Yeah, I work for it.
And I'm semi-IT.
Semi?
I mean, I can tell you one thing that's freely available for you, and that's www.coursers.com. And that's Blackboard, and you set up a course there, and everybody who wants to be.
So similar to Blackboard, there's
Even
Moodle.
if they're not Stockton.
Yeah, it
So-
doesn't matter.
So
And there are other things too.
from an IT perspective, I've been working on creating those kind of learning spaces, so I can do that.
Okay, good.
And then we can do a pilot test among ourselves and then extend it nationally or globally.
I think it would be really nice, because one of the things I noticed in K-12 is that sometimes when you want your students to be able to collaborating with other students, it's really hard for it to be monitored. So if we have a very secure environment where it's pretty much monitored, because the teacher there is monitoring her students, the teacher is monitoring our students, I think it would be a really nice opportunity for a lot of teachers to be able to go there, you know, and meet other teachers in classes.
From the indicated call perspective on that, we kind of specific tools that are known and tried and secure enough, like Google Classroom. Google Classroom, we wouldn't be able to use in this case, even though you can add other classes now to Google Classroom, you would be able to do that globally with just random teachers and stuff like that. So something if you want K-12 students to be able to use it, I found that modem.
Yeah, I mean,
Because-
it doesn't matter what the
Like, it
tool
has
is,
to pass
but the concept is that we have
policies.
something to exchange ideas. And the point is, it's not just within the classroom, but when the kid or me outside the classroom, we should be able to use that for our own development.
Yeah, we could do that. I mean, it's really easy to do that, to set up an online course like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's like you may not be able to use YouTube at school, but when the same kid goes home, of course he uses YouTube for checking his learning videos. Same way, I've seen that Moodle offers a wide variety of tools as compared to Edmodo.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. It's just that with the ABP policies
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
school districts,
Right.
they're going to go with the ones that they know. Like Moodle is, only certain people actually know how to administer Moodle.
Right.
And they're going to look for something with the lowest amount of learning curve for anybody to participate in. So that's why I'm saying you might want to, it's something that they're already familiar with, comfortable. It's used in every country of the world. Teachers and students they have been exposed to it in a lot of actions, so it might be easier to get things up and running. I've built Moodle, so I've worked with all of them and a lot of different things. I just know the learning curve of some of the teachers I work with, and
Yeah,
Moodle is the most
yeah.
frustrating one.
It's frustrating. Yes. Yeah.
So,
Yes, but the tool set it offers is also pretty good as
but
compared to.
Blackboard is definitely way less frustrating than Moodle.
But Blackboard is not open source, right?
No, but we can
No, but
add
you can get a
anybody we
free
want.
site at course sites, and you can add anybody you want.
Is
Each
there a limitation?
individual who signs up for an account could have up to 5 courses and anybody can do them.
So the limitation is 5 courses.
Yes, per person, but, you know, but how many courses do you want to be running?
No,
You
yeah.
know?
But, for the purpose, I just want to make sure that we're not off target here on what we're talking about. So for the sustainability of this, you're advocating that we set up an online environment
Yeah.
where all of these communications and collaborations can take place.
Yeah.
Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
We're exploring, we're not committing.
But that's an opportunity
Praise,
to
yes,
look at.
yes. This is exactly what, your term wish list, right on.
Okay, yeah, so-
Right on.
So that kind of brings us into this, I wish we should regroup on this a little bit, maybe if people are specifically interested, email me or we can just email it to you, and I think we need some people to help do promotions on this. I don't know what we have going on in-house here for that, with people that you're involved in, the grant and the other colleagues, but maybe we need a good push for.
Like Susan Allen, if we push it out through all the different social medias,
Right.
she could get that on the schedule. She already has, she hasn't done the February rollout yet of what all the social media managers have to push out. So if we send information to her, we get the language fine tuned and some images, she'll send it out to all the different departments and ask them to post it on specific dates. So, we can do that.
Does cover a lot of areas.
And we have funding for our beverages.
That's good to know. That's important to know.
So I'm not implying there, don't do that. I hear you chuckling.
Beverage funding.
Beverage, which day are the beverages, being disseminated? Like, are they gonna be on meeting night, or is it gonna be the next day?
You're lobbying for lunch already?
No.
Okay.
No, it's one of those things that I just never cleared up in a conversation with her. I knew that there was a budget, but I wasn't sure for which part of the 2-week trip.
Well, my assumption would be there would be beverages in both events.
You know,
We're not
this is a
gonna
Sherman
do
Temple
every
type.
you know.
I know, it's not, I never say beverages, and it sounds so much more nefarious than it actually is, but it was just like.
What are you telling
You
you?
know, the March 10th event, I'm working with the Women in Gender Studies group, and they've already indicated a willingness to take care of refreshments at that.
Okay, so for the March 10th event, there are refreshments.
And we already have the area outside of the theater reserved.
So that increases our beverage budget. So focus on the other.
We might get.
Well, as long as it's on campus. Yeah, now when we go out to the school system, I hate because of communication. But we can have edibles with the beverages too. Oh, and the lemon bars, well, we might start.
Well, yeah, that night at Reese's Cup, so.
So, the schools that you're gonna send her out to, is there anybody here that's interested in having her come to their school, meet with their students and their faculty during that 2-week trip?
We're looking into it. She has to talk to my assistant.
Millville's community.
Really?
We just have to say this on air so that anybody next.
No confirmations, I want to go on record.
Yeah,
No
but-
confirmations from Southern Regional.
But they're interested, so far everybody we've asked is interested, but here's an opportunity as well. Suggestion.
Okay, so anyone who's listening on your Google Hangout but has not yet committed can email you that they're interested?
Great.
Okay, so if you're interested and you're not here voicing your opinion, email Amy Ackerman. If you don't have the address, you can email us and we'll give it to you. Anything else?
Thank you.
Pretty much cover it? Okay, so then we'll just do a little regrouping. We'll check and see if there's a larger venue available for that same evening. Now we can just go over that way, I guess. Outside.
Or you can remove the tables.
Yeah, we could just keep a table for her Lego presentation. You bring in chairs, you'll be bringing your whole class?
Chairs.
Well, we don't have class that day, but I'm gonna highly recommend it.
Maybe we could do, would you like the TRLC?
Oh, it was good.
Oh, that's a nice size room. We like that.
We're good
It
about
has the
technology.
capability,
Yeah, yeah, we're fine.
And that's right next to the kitchen. Well, food is an attraction, let's face it.
It is.
We have, and it says light beverages, right, or light refreshments.
Well, it certainly is for students.
Yeah.
And then we're definitely budget needed if there's food and drinks at something. Definitely, and then for students, we would like, some students to come. Anything else on that?
Thank you.
Great, thanks for the update. Okay, day of service is Monday. I said something about stickers at the next meeting, but I meant we'd also collect if they're not at the next meeting. So that was kind of getting error as my email sent off to you, but nobody read it, I guess, because then you replied back to me. We do collect them after the event, but okay, thanks for that. So we still do need a few more volunteers. How many people are in here are going to be have already volunteered to come on Monday?
I used the form.
Okay.
There is a form that you should fill out to let them know that you're coming.
Yeah.
It's from 8 until 3.
Okay.
I don't know what room it's being held in yet. It wasn't on the MLK site.
What kind of stickers do we have? I don't know, we heard, like, I don't know. Yeah, anything, I think.
There's a Google form to fill out. Hold on, I'll give a link to it in just a second.
So we do need some volunteers. If you like doing crafts, it's kind of easy. And I don't know if everybody's seen them or not, but it basically comes in a little square and you break the pieces apart. And then this is our little PD afterward if you want to stay for one time. And then if you want to do all that blah, 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 it turns into this little piece here. And then they Velcro wrap it onto students or the young child's arm, and then it connects up and they can actually grasp and do different things. If you haven't had a chance to see the video, go on there and there'll be some information about the video about how to put these together. It's really, really easy. So if you just like doing crafts or putting things together or Legos and that kind of stuff, it's very easy to do. A couple little tricky parts, so that's what we're going to play with later on, is the tricky part. The part about the stickers, it's just that it comes like this, which is kind of plain, so I thought it'd be kind of fun to put some stickers so they could decorate them themselves, you know. And I didn't want to put them on there because they don't like them. But this would be kind of fun to put some different kinds of things. Pass it on, come on. So Erin O'Hanlon and Bob Heinrich are my contact people for this, but Erin is pretty much, if you have questions, contact her. If you wanted to just sign up, you can just click on the sign up there. I don't know offhand because a couple people have asked me if it's from 8 to 3, do you need that volunteer the whole time? I'm sure they would appreciate if you come for a couple hours anyway. Just keep up planning.
But where in Lincoln and Google Postal is that?
It didn't give a meeting location for it yet on the page.
And I think the more right away was a breakfast. I think they're having some kind of like continental thing. I don't really actually think the actual help started right away.
Right. Yeah, there was like a kickoff speech.
Yeah.
And a breakfast. Yeah. And then everybody disperses to their rooms. I'm not sure if it's one of those things when you get to after the breakfast, everybody gets their packet of where they go to, or I just saw that they were kind of service learning was putting all those things together today. So I'm not sure which room it is, but food, come for the breakfast, and then we'll disperse to where you need to go to.
When I went to the meeting this morning, there's going to be, I think, 39 people set up in the event room. So I'm pretty sure there's going to be several activities in there. I just don't know which one. It wasn't just. So I'm guessing if it's not listed in there, maybe that's the first place you want to.
Well, I'll send out an email to everybody as soon as we get their room location. If they're not going to wait until everybody gets here to give it out, because sometimes that does happen. But when we get that room location, we'll send it out.
The registration link is right there for it, and that's just for them to get a head count for food and stuff like that. Plus, they know they set, like, they set up how many volunteers are gonna be in each area. So I don't know if they actually close registration for each one after it hits
I don't
30.
know.
But the Enabling the Future is not actually on the list. You have to click on Other and just type in, Enabling the Future. It wasn't on the list.
Good news. The two computer science bills that went to Assembly both passed, and they've also passed in the Senate as well. Those are the votes, which I think are pretty awesome for computer science. You can get more details about it, but it's pretty much big needs for computer science standards, that count. Daryl Diedrich is at Warren Hill School. He was someone who began the Central Jersey chapter of the Computer Science Teachers Association, and was really helpful in us getting this together. And he is not involved in the as president of the CSTASNJ in the Southern Central anymore, because he's doing this almost like when he's not teaching. He's doing this full-time lobbying and trying to get this done. So if you have any questions about that, he's very, very knowledgeable, and he gets back to very, very quickly. So he's been really very diligent. He's doing a really great job on it. So we have a lot of thanks to Daryl for being a champion on that. These are his suggestions that he had sent out in an email to me and the rest of the group. Basically, now the government needs to sign those into law. He's the one I'll send you about to please help out if you can, if you're not able to. And then, pretty much done. And he asked if I could share this with you. New Jersey efforts. And then, if you're ready to get involved in that, and we talked about the AP computer science opportunities, there's also some other ways that you can see if it becomes some legislation that is mandated. Obviously, the teachers would require to have maybe some sort of certification. Pretty much sure the rule is if you're already teaching that, you're grandfathered in. So you might want to check and see if we've got some really good stuff about instructional strategies. Most of those sites there as well. CS Ed Week. Summer seems like not too far ago. Anybody have any really good hour of code or CS Ed Week stories?
I mean, I've been doing coding pretty much since October. I'm 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, and I do Scratch. And I've been doing, I think this is my 6th year. So hour of code, my kids have now coded for hours and hours. And it's a lot of fun. We do really cool. This year I tried a new project for doing decision stories. So the kids are writing a story, and do they go right or do they go left, and if they go here, and they're coding it, and they're doing the animations. So it's been a lot of fun. My 4th graders are just learning how to do dialogue. I'm doing Mad Libs with my 5th and 6th grade enrichment classes, so they go to the story, and we're animating them. So we're having a really awesome time. Last year I started in January, and then I got kicked out of my lab because of testing for 7 weeks. So this year I started in October, so I got all my coding in, and then I'll worry about that in the spring. But anyhow, so it's been a lot of fun, and my kids, I'm starting them in 4th grade, so by the time they get to 6th grade, they're doing really, some of them, you can see the ones that are just love the coding. And I put everything on our website, and the kids can go on and play other people's games, and they play their older siblings' games from 3 years ago. So it's been a lot of fun. They really like it.
You find they do a lot at home?
Several of them, have accounts. So like, are we allowed to make an account? I said you can make an account when we're done with the project. You can upload it to your page. You can share it with other people, and they're excited about that. And some are struggling, but some, I found that everybody can do it at a basic level. And then the kids that really take it can just take it and run with it as far as they want to go. That's one of the great things about it, is that everybody can hit it, that they can all hit it at their own levels, and it just differentiates itself. These are the minimum requirements, but the kids that are into it go above and beyond. So it's been a lot of fun.
They get to be really creative.
And their stories are hysterical. Now I'm trying to, they're little 6th grade humors, but very little. So.
Anyone else doing anything?
I've been doing hour code pretty much the whole of December for hour code with my students, and we did it in kindergarten through 6th grade, and across the board. Kids absolutely love it. I still have kindergarten, first grade, second grade kids coming into the computer lab going, hour of code? Hour of code? Why are we doing the hour of code? We've been doing it all December. We need to move on to something else. But they're so enthused. My kindergartners, we did offline coding activities. They got to take turns being a programmer in the program and work each other around. So we did some, we haven't used Robot Turtles yet, the board game for the little guys to teach programming, and they love Robot Turtles. Upper grades, we played in Scratch, we played Tinker, we played in Bitsbox. If you haven't played with Bitsbox, I really like it. That's great. They love it because it gives them a virtual iPad, and they're programming these little apps for the iPad. And when they're done, it'll give them a little QR code that they can scan and actually play the game on their iPad.
And is it Bits, B-I-T-S?
B-I-T-S-B-O-X.
B-O-X.
Yep.
You get so much for free with that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to spell it for the people that aren't.
Yep. And they've got a lot of, they have a subscription pack that you can purchase, and they'll send you activities like every month or so. But there's so much on the site that you can do for free. For our code, if you signed up for it, they sent me a whole packet of materials to use with the kids for free. And they've gone nuts for that. I left those upstairs today fixing a jammed printer, story of my life. And on my way back, as I'm popping my head into the classroom to let them know the printer's back up and running, I get, cornered by 3 of my 6th grade boys going, "Can we ask you a question?" What's your question? Been expecting some silly little tech question. They're like, "So if I want to make my own game, and I've gone as far as I can with Bitsbox, what can I try next? And I want to be able to do X, Y, and Z with it." So the end result of all of this was me agreeing that they could come to the lab on their recess time, and we'd have some one-on-one programming lessons with some more advanced programming tools. So it's just very exciting to see them taking that initiative and wanting to go further with it.
Sounds like a lot of fun. It's really exciting. That's part of this. Anybody else?
So I teach high school. I have a class that's 9 to 12th graders, and it's an intro to computer science class, and we use AppInventor. So they've been using it since September. And I thought that the Our Code stuff, they have a code.org, was going to be too elementary for them. And as soon as they heard the Minecraft music, they all went like flies to a bug zapper. And they were just in love with it. And I have like the senior jock, and I have freshmen, sophomores that like computer science is just their thing. And everybody was loving it. So, it was just cool to see how, even with the programming experience that they had, they were still really willing and interested in the code.org stuff. So I guess the moral of the story is don't underestimate, no matter what you've done in your class, that they still want to go and do these little silly tutorials, that they really enjoy it, weirdly. But
I think for them, what's fun is they get that instant gratification that they move to the next level, or there's something right there that kind of gets back to them. And even if you love AppInventor, you get something different, it's kind of like new and fun too. So I thought that code had a lot of. Did anybody do Star Wars?
Yeah.
I was really frozen last year.
It was very popular.
I bet. Not as much freezing as the last one.
No, actually,
No,
it was so
no.
smooth.
This is smooth. I guess they must have been ready for a big crowd instead.
I think all the sites would really, yeah. I had like maybe 2 reports of a little freezing up, but normally like after lunch when there's more, this year we had none after lunch. It was really smooth,
Anything else fun?
Hi, I'm Demetrius. I work here at Stockton, and I'm an advisor to the Computer Society here. So we have some folks that come in that are interested, a lot of students, diverse backgrounds. But we did an event in early December with Build Your Own PC kind of theme to it. So with the holidays coming up, I knew some of the students here might be interested in building a computer and seeing what kind of components go into building a computer. So it was great. We had like 15 kids show up or whatever. We had a couple of computers that Bob Heinrich had let us kind of tear apart basically. And they got to see kind of the hardware end of things. I know that you're programming focused here primarily, and that makes a lot of sense. I teach programming, so I appreciate it, trust me. But the hardware thing is cool too, because they get the hands-on experience of putting the cards in and seeing the computer boot and that kind of stuff. So that was good. I just figured I'd mention that.
It's fun.
See, before we move forward, because I knew you were IT, I didn't realize you were actually going to be part of this. Are you a member of CSTA?
I don't know. Yes, maybe?
It's free. And get pizza and just
Sure.
have to sign
Just say
You
yes.
didn't take pizza without being a member, right?
No, I can take pizza.
There's still some left, I think.
Is there anyone else new to CSTA besides Matilda? Oh, okay. And your name
I'm
was?
Roseanne Weiss. I'm actually a retired mathematician, computer scientist from the FA Tech Center, but I teach computers and other aviation studies at ACCC.
Or this.
Welcome.
Thanks for
I've been
coming.
hearing from you.
Yes, I keep sending them out.
Unfortunately, this is the only one that got vacant.
EOS.
All right, so probably not even then. I teach them.
Okay, well, good. I'm glad you could come. So if you can remember, squeeze it in that very beginning of January.
Can I add a little piece there?
Sure,
I'm
absolutely.
also the chief judge of the Stockton's, the Jersey Shore Science Fair, and all you guys have students here all the time, and I'm looking for more judges.
Oh, I
So
saw
if anybody's
you.
interested, I will give you the websites you can sign up.
And that's the day after our competition.
That's the 19th.
Oh, she's already flying out.
I'm gonna be working the 18th for your competition, and the 19th, I will be trying to get the judges out there in a big load. 600 some projects.
Wow. It's a great, great event. It really is. Okay, cool. Any more stories? I like hearing them. It's really nice. How's your coaching program?
My coaching club is going very well, very well. We're starting our second session. We did storytelling. Tomorrow we're gonna start with, think games. That was the one of the big challenges.
Did you move to Thursdays or was it always Thursdays?
No, we had it on Wednesdays, but everything else on the stuff class on Wednesdays, so we did.
Oh, okay, I missed that part, so. That was came up on Monday and Wednesday, so yeah.
But before we move on with this, Bill wanted me to mention that we do have the Hour of Code website on the SRI and ETTC website, so we're going to be sending out a request for your Hour of Code stories
You
in
can
writing.
share these wonderful stories with us to archive forever and keep us involved.
And then next week, you'll go back to them and see, hey, what you did and be what everybody else did. And
Yeah,
it's more
and
fun.
the things that people have shared have been really good. So, because we don't put them up if they're not.
Well, we don't do anything but good here, so.
It's really helpful. We refer a lot of teachers, throughout the entire South Jersey region's page. And so your experiences really help them take that leap to actually try it.
Then we're also including links to resources that all of you are using. So if in one of those stories a resource comes up that is new to us, or whatever, we put that link in. So now, as any of you or any people like you want to visit that page, you can come in and see the resources right there. Code.org, everything is right there. Particularly for people getting started. We're trying to make that.
Or sometimes it's overwhelming, and I kind of would lose track of which link and whatnot. It's just nice to have one repository right here, so you get like tried and true, trusted.
Mm-hmm. Plus, then you can see the stories that correspond to them. And then see,
Definitely, if you're a blogger, we have links
what
to people's blog posts about their stories.
But actually, you made me think of something, and it'd be kind of cool to do something, comparing and contrasting those sites for somebody. Maybe bullet points on the, I'm not asking you to do
Your K to 4 versus.
Right, this would be
6 to 8.
good for if you're
Right.
trying to accomplish this and
Or
this.
how about trying to incorporate a
Right.
math skill in K to 4 with programming and a math skill in
Right.
6 to 8.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Good, thanks for not making my job.
No.
Okay, we'll get a little subject on that. Share your thoughts on that as you email them back, but we'll send that link out at the next one.
I just wanted to share a resource that you might want to investigate if your students are really into games and they're comfortable with coding. Because actually they don't have to do a whole lot of coding, but they do have to understand the logic, and that's gamesalad.com.
Game salad. Very colorful too.
Yeah.
level, all level?
As far as the students.
Games, SAL, yeah.
They have to
Yes.
understand the logic of constructing a game. And it is free to develop, but then if you want to sell things in the app store, you do have to pay a license. But the students will love, I'm sure, developing.
You know how that compares to the difficulty level of the MIT App Inventor? Do you know which one?
It looks easier to me.
It is, okay.
Yeah, more like Scratch,
Oh, is it?
drag and drop,
But it has more, it's really
but
more
with a
games.
bigger
so.
options.
So middle school,
Yeah.
6th, 7th, 8th grade.
Yeah, you use that.
Yeah, you can create real games with.
Okay, good. They sent me something just recently, actually. So I think gaming would be the topic for, maybe we could get someone in that's good at gaming, would be something that we need a topic for.
I do have a question about that, and I think it'd be really cool if we did do something about gaming. But I'm just curious, is there a program out there, like for a teenager that is interested in creating games? Video games? Video games.
Well, you can create games from scratch.
Mhm.
And if
We always
you're
use it.
advanced, you can create pretty advanced stuff. I mean, when you go on their site and see what other kids have done and posted, you know, lots of kids in high school are creating pretty advanced games.
And what would you need to learn before you even start?
Well, I mean, you know, I worked up at the basics, you know, one of the things is open source, so the kids can go and look at somebody else's game, download the program and see what they did, and then you can tweak it, change it, use it, and that's one of the things with Scratch is just give credit to that this is based on this person's game. So once the kids upload their stuff, it can be transformed by somebody else into something different. So, you know, when the kid said, okay, I'm gonna make a game like Pong, and I'm going, okay, let's figure it out. So we go and we looked at one and we talked about what the blocks did, you know, it's just kind of moving that next step. So you can make, and that, you can make something very basic, you can make something extremely complicated.
There's also, maybe you would know, there, or you might know, if you, I need to know a little bit more about video games. There's one that actually matches us with the Xbox.
Kodu.
Kodu, K-O-D-U. It's free, but if you want to put it up to the game area, you have to have that subscription to, is it your Xbox subscription or like?
Yeah, Kodu is very good for video games.
We used to have that, and then we actually installed it on our computers in our computer lab, and it was easy to run. And it just takes a little bit, there are manuals that you can download for free, so if you want to do gaming, and then that's specific to that platform. But I think there are other ones that's Microsoft, right? I think there are probably some other ones that go to other platforms too, but that's the only one we looked at.
It's Kodu,
K-O-D-U.
Thank you for my error checker, making sure I can't put this in, okay.
Any other fun things for CSN week, or anything with like careers that wasn't really techy? So we used to try to do that, kind of make it a career thing, so we could get the kids in to talk about coding and our students that we didn't have, and recruit them back in.
Did anybody want to do anything with parents or the community? You know, we've come up with a lot of different ideas at the last meeting, things that we could do to further the initiative.
You know, regarding the hour of code, we get those small stickers that you finish the hour of code. My kids put it on the car dashboard. So it's like, we are like saying that computer science is important for us rather than losing it somewhere. So it's like, in a way, promoting computer science.
Oh, speaking of stickers, that just reminded me back to this being passed around. I just thought, it'd be nice, like when I said for stickers, that we could include them in the packet. So we have some nice little, you know, made by Stockton kind of cards being printed out, but then just some stickers to personalize them. I thought would be that.
Do you know how many hands that are being sent?
I don't know, they didn't get the packet when we were supposed to get them. I think it's coming like tomorrow. So otherwise we could have started doing a little more prep, but not even yet. But I don't know how many packets they were. I just remember when we did our training, we came in that same morning we did our training like an hour before we started. What else? Shout outs. Sometimes Jared's not here, he had to do something else, but sent me a lovely bunch of shout outs about all the things going on there. I don't know if anybody's on his Twitter feed or whatnot. I'm sure a couple people are. But anyway, there's a whole bunch of really cool things, and I went quick through all of them. But they had really, this is also someone that was pretty popular with this. They really did everything and whatnot. If you could click on it if you wanted to, or you can just click on it at leisure.
I think Carver Township visited that lab today, actually the whole facility, it's really amazing, the whole.
Did you go?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
And,
Did you have like STEM lab at Genesee?
it's amazing, I went in and they had, I was doing this project with weather forecast and I'm getting the green curtain and I'm putting it here, I'm moving the desk around. He has painted wall, he has, whiteboard walls where people just write on the white, just write. They paint their tables so that the kids can just write on their tables and erase it. They have windows where the kids in the hallway can just write on the windows, and the math classes have paint on their walls so the kids can just add and subtract on. It's just so they can constantly think. In the hallway, they had a bicycle, like stationary bicycles, and they had high tops next to like surfboard tables where the kids draw. I mean, it was like you were working at, Google, you see the Google labs or like, where people just think and do these creative things, and that's what it was like for me. So I was like, I said to my assistant, I said to Christy, I said, maybe I could paint my wall green and I could have a green wall, like they have it,
We'll go one lab at a time, right? We don't need the whole building, just one lab at a time.
I said, I could do this at a green table and a green wall, and I said, now I don't drag the curtain up to my room and borrow it, and so, but it was they had a broadcasting station, and then they had all the stand tables, and they had the kids and projectors, and it was the seventh graders' first day, so they kind of introduced the whole concept of what they were doing for their project. And it's great as a hand, and I don't actually know I didn't really pay attention to that specifically. I was just intrigued with everything.
Yeah.
They did a wonderful job, but not just his classroom, the entire, it was like a Lego wall. We went into the self-contained room, they were building miniature golf courses. We went into they were doing a PlayStation and stop motion and science class, and everywhere you go, there's creativity.
Where is this?
Northfields. Community school, right, yeah. It was, and I actually don't know what the man's title was, but he was so passionate about everything he was doing. So it's a whole open concept.
Was it Kevin?
It's Kevin. He didn't take us to the tour. It was, I don't know if he's
That was Miss Glenn Robbins.
Yes, it
Glenn
is. He came in from EHT.
Yes, because he was our assistant.
Yes, he took us through, because it was that was one part of it, his room. We went in classroom after classroom after classroom. We went into history class where they were doing mock trials, and then we went into science, they do in the stop motion. We went into, just classroom after classroom with creativity. For 5-day rotations, they do something creative. So it's called Encore. So they do whatever it is. So it could be origami, a teacher says. So there was one was called Dance Revolution. And the kid teaches the other people to dance, and she videotapes it. And they just have to do something. They sign up it's head count. They sign up for a class, and then they're in that class for 5-day rotation. And then there's one called maintenance where kids have to do work that they're owed. But all the rest of the weeks are just doing something that you thought would be interesting. You sign up like head camp, and then you're in that class. So just a totally different way of learning. It's like you're in college. Yeah, it was really, really, really cool. And the teachers are all on board with it. Well, the ones we met. Yeah, it was really cool. But yeah, his room as well. They're doing the Tinkercad. They're doing it's really really.
I wanted to show when he gets, because I'm sure at some point he'll do a video of all of the different areas, like the tour you got will go online. It was if I had that, I would definitely show that. This is some really great stuff.
It is.
But it has just having way too much fun.
I didn't know we were gonna do for 2.5 hours. I'm thinking, oh, we're gonna go. We were busy every minute. I couldn't even believe everything that goes on in that building. It really is amazing. I was jealous.
And Kyle Calderwood is also a member, and he comes infrequently only because he's from Southern Regional. He has twins that are still very young, and he's also been really, really highly sought after to do lots of different presentations. And I'll put it to you. But they did a really nice AP story on Arab code and coloring, so that's something you want to put on the set up. But anyway, busy. So, please keep in touch. Anything else? Any other shout outs? Anything?
Yeah, I want to shout me out.
Good.
I just received a message from Claudine Unit because the Sentinel, the Ocean Canada Sentinel was here Friday for the Tween Tech, and here we are. And I see a picture of me.
I built a registration system for
Can we project that?
Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm not famous, but this is my little 2 seconds of fame.
That's all good for you. Congratulations.
Is that, will I have that email?
Dawn, is there a link?
I'm sorry?
Is there a link?
Yes.
They gave it the wrong
They
title
gave
though.
it the wrong title.
He called it Tech Truck and it was actually Tween Tech. Tech Truck is the summer, which Dawn is also super involved in, as the volunteer coordinator. And, so, let's go down.
Yeah, we've had a lot of really good programs between
The Tween Tech was amazing.
and that was just 6th, 7th, 8th grade.
And it was, and Dawn did robotic hands. So the students each built a robotic hand using, pieces of cardboard and straws and rubber bands and everything. It was very, very nice. The kids all had a wonderful time. And I did the little bits, which if we had not done the little bits here at the CSTASNJ meeting, I might not have done something like that. So that was my first exposure, was here when we played with them. Remember the night I got shot? Remember? I'm like the only person to probably get electrocuted by the little bits. But
But they were not big bits.
no, it's good. It's a chance, the opportunity to play with this stuff before you roll it out and have to use it with students is always really nice. So it was great to see the students really get
And they
engaged.
came on campus.
They came on campus. There were over 200 girls from South Jersey schools, some homeschooled students as well.
Yeah, a friend of mine brought her father.
Oh, it was a wonderful day. They came in and they had to pick stickers off the table and pick a session that they were going to be in. And they didn't realize that they were going to be broken up from the crowds that they came in with. So, they came in on buses all together and then we broke them off from their friends and they each went to different sessions. And so, there's a little about that, but they really engaged with each other, made new friends. You could see them like trading their phone numbers and taking pictures of their creations. A lot of students walked out with things that they created. It was all technology based and just a lot of things going on. Beautiful.
Been speaking of an annual type of event.
I think it's going to be.
Were there other sponsors? Were like the AEW thing or?
Yes, they were the sponsors and they had a whole volunteer team. It worked very well. Well organized.
Very, very well organized. And of course, I'm part of it as well. And I have to say, we did a very nice job.
Anything else? More time to share. Upcoming TV events, although Meredith, I saw something on your tweet thing that I didn't get up here yet, so we will add that to it.
January Well, which one?
Enlighten us to all of them.
January 23rd, if you're interested in 3D design and printing, Maker Depot, it is up in Totowa, so it's a bit of a drive, but it's well worth it. They are a public makerspace, and I've been working with them to help develop Maker Depot Academy, which is going to be their nonprofit arm, providing professional development, curriculum, and rentals of materials to school districts who are trying to get involved in STEM and making, who don't quite know how. On January 23rd, we are hosting a representative for Polar 3D. They're a 3D printer company. They make it's like a $400 or $500 3D printer that's geared towards educators. And they're going to be coming to Maker Depot. They're going to bring some of their Polar printers. They're going to talk about, how to use them in education, curriculum, integrating with Google Classroom, what's new and coming up from them. You'll have a chance to kind of experiment and play. It's free. No charge to come up, although space is limited, so they do recommend that if you're coming, you sign up so that you make sure you have a spot. So if you're interested in 3D printing, definitely a day to come up and join us. And if you're like me, you're going to walk in Maker Depot and go, right, sign me up, I need a membership, because they have everything imaginable for making. I got certified on the Epilogue laser engraver the other day, and I already have 51 plans for that. Although it's a little short notice, on Friday of this week, I'll be up at the FEA and JPSA, the Principal and Supervisor Association building, doing a workshop on makerspaces in education. Laura Fleming was supposed to present with me, but she had a family emergency. So it's just going to be me. What day is that? That is this Friday. And I know I have a lot of other stuff coming up on the calendar, but those are the ones I can think of off the top of my head.
The CSTASNJ has a pretty good Google Doc of things that look at other things, but they do have a pretty good Google Doc of things. If you need a little pick me up on some other things, anyone else have anything they would like to share?
The proposals are closed.
Okay.
They've already sent out the notifications for accepted proposals.
You don't?
Yes, I am. I'm presenting.
What are you presenting?
Makerspaces instead.
Michelle went in this too. I'm not presenting makerspaces.
We're going to be doing technology tools for higher ed in the teacher education program. So with a collaboration from Bonnie Kunkel from Stevenson University in Maryland. So I'm presenting that. There are other ways, like if you are interested in presenting it, they are opening up like different sessions that you can still get in on, but the main program, so it's closed.
Where's that gonna be this year?
Denver.
You're gonna get it from my dad.
I'm sure you'll be asking about that.
I will let you know.
A couple of things, this one I never heard of before, so I just popped it up there. Was it kind of interesting partnering with Google Coding Sisters. Something new for me, I've not heard of it before. And then I know a lot of our teachers that are involved in this group are in K to 8, and this I thought was a really good set. It had a lot of things about your core curriculum, and how to incorporate coding into each different kind of standard, and how they kind of go together. So I thought that was a really good article. And then there's lots of free lessons from the IEE. Is anybody familiar with the local IEE people? That's something I think we can try to maybe tap into a little bit and see.
Yeah. Actually, when you're on the topic of that, and back to what Dawn was saying about that event potentially taking place again next year, they have a Women in Engineering section as part of our local IEEE chapter. So you may be able to draw some sponsors or maybe, some people that would be teaching, such sessions.
Because we can use that or tech professional women's night, we can come in and speak. And if they're interested, we could use a couple more teachers and someone to do workshops. So yeah, if you could forward me a contact name and number, that would be great.
Sure. I used to teach them.
A couple other things that didn't have, I got after putting that together. Code HS is something that I used back with high school students, and it's like a free program you can use, but they actually have a call out for people who want to help, I guess they say how to work, be an account manager, meaning that you'll work with the teachers who are sending in their questions and whatnot. So it's codehs.com, and then you can just click on there. They're doing like a recruiting for people. And CodeHS really is pretty global, so that might be something if you're interested in looking for something outside of the classroom area. Not you, Dylan, you're too busy. Our CS competition, bringing us right back to sponsors. Going pretty good. We're working on sponsor letters. Marianne's been working diligently on all kinds of things for sponsorship, and we have other people doing that. Problem sets are coming along.
Yeah.
Invites, I have a sample that I'll send around, but if you're thinking about bringing students, we're going to be gearing toward high school, teams of 3 or 4, and maybe like a limit of 5 teams per school. So that's high school level. So if you know anybody that wants to, I want to open it up first to make sure like maybe 2 more days, because I did send an email if anybody wanted to participate. So right now we have Egg Harbor Township and is your school in already?
I think we have one, maybe 2 teams.
Teams, okay.
Cedar Creek tomorrow?
Not yet.
Yeah, that's, I think sometimes comes here, Brown Hill. Yeah, I'm trying to have it,
I just saw them today.
What are you gonna do, like 3 in a team or 4 in a team, depending how it works out?
So I'm trying something a little unconventional. We have a couple of kids who are taking an AP computer science online. So I'm pairing or grouping them with students from my intro class. So hopefully the computational thinking paired with the kids who know the Java language will be somewhat successful.
I think they'll have fun.
Yeah.
You know, and hopefully we'll have one sponsor and okay, stay out of the building and they'll like that. So I think it'll be a good time. Because we're going to start out with a small group just to test it the first time and work through our logistics. So.
Yeah, the competition we want it to be so that it should not be so intimidating that they decide to leave computer science altogether, but it should be fun and they should learn through the competition. So we're going to have, hints and tips along the way to guide them through the problems.
How many prizes are we, Tony and I were talking, as far as, so if there's a group of 4 or 5 competitors, how many winners or, what are we actually looking for as far as number of prizes?
Well, I think that if we have enough sponsors, and I think there's a couple of people that, put up a little bit of funding just to do it, we could get gift cards to favorite spots if we don't have like a big prize. I would say we would do a couple more prizes then, because then you don't have to win the competition to bring something home.
Like Kid Johnson popcorn?
Yeah. I'm guessing it all depends on what we get.
Right, I didn't know how much, do we keep going, like,
Don't stop.
Okay, fine.
The more the merrier, because if it's a gift card, we can save it for something else, or, give more opportunities, and maybe even give the teachers an opportunity to win something, because I think that's nice sometimes.
Right, okay, fine.
So, yeah,
That would be the problem.
I really hope our problem is we get too many things.
Right, okay, fine.
Okay.
Let's keep going out there.
Keep going, keep going. Michelle, was there anything ETCC happening that you thought was relevant before you move over to?
1 second.
I know I switched topics because I forgot where my picture you could ask about.
As far as computer science, I know that Phil has a movie in the workshop.
Yeah, that's a cool one.
That is,
And most people here have ETCC membership through their school, so those are PD days, so I help much leave time you need.
This is a website that was developed at Georgia Tech. And you know how like you can takes computers in something like GarageBand or something like that. Well, instead of doing that, it provides, this site provides sound loops, but you have to code Python or jQuery, or not jQuery, but JavaScript, in order to make them work. So like, it actually has like, a function where you have to provide the parameters. So if you want a sound loop to play for 8 bars, you have to put those parameters in, and it has an entire script. So you're actually typing in the script. It's not like one of those, like code.org or everything. People have to get past the drag and drop thing. You're never going to make a real program drag and drop.
Right.
And
Well, let's say the date.
it's a good place to introduce the logic and the thinking, but so, and then I would say that this would be good for 5th grade on up. It's pretty cool. You can actually the beauty of this is it's as valuable to teach musical form and content as it is to teach programming. So it could actually be a collaboration between computer department and music department. If people wanted to do that, like in a high school or a middle school or something like that, because you still have to learn proper musical form, and you still have to. It all sort of happens while you're doing it. So it's a pretty cool. It's a free site. The site is free, and I actually saw somebody present it at ISTE, and I got really excited about it. And the part I got really excited about was the fact that you can upload your own loops. So if you actually have people that are musically inclined that can actually create sound loops, they can combine them and create their own compositions up on the site, but using Python or JavaScript.
I sat in on his workshop, I caught about half of it.
She was trying to see if I was good.
Yeah. And it was a great site.
It has a few little bugs. I had to fight it a little bit in a couple spots, but I think they're all.
I could totally see the appeal for both computer science and teachers. A wonderful chance for collaboration between those, a computer teacher and an art program.
Sadly, I've done this workshop twice. I did it once, but I've only gotten computer science people. I'd love to have some people from the other side, yeah, because the concept of creating musical form is very similar to that of a computer program, and the two work together really well.
Definitely, like if you did like an hour of code with your music students, I mean.
It doesn't even have to, because you don't have to be a musician to use it. So, that's the biggest part. So, and like I said, I had people in the class that taught like 5th grade, and they said, well, I can use this up to a point, but then it can get deep. It can get real deep. I can get into making your own functions, and it can get into, so you can really take it to a high level if you like,
So if you want to sign me, go to APTC.net.
I put the link in.
What's the date? Do you have the date?
Actually, it's February 24th.
Yeah, can you tell me what my next workshop is?
So this one's February 24th. I've already put the link in the slideshow to it.
Okay, and then the other thing I saw was create Android apps, which maybe February.
That's mine too.
That's also.
That's the MIT thing,
That one.
which I'm still getting good at that. I'm still working on
We
it.
have a couple people in here that are pretty good at it, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, don't come if I teach it, because I'm teaching it to the beginners.
You know how you guys put your stuff.
What you would stop me? It's just a lift off, to get your feet wet, that kind of thing. So if you're already advanced in it, please don't come to the stair me down.
But you just want to dig in.
Not until the next one,
Something
maybe.
more like coding class for the kids in middle school, or is it beyond that?
No,
There's some other student competitions that I noticed, not too many are nearby. The only one was something in Morristown, it's on the next page, but the presentation you can click on as well. I don't know how soon timing is on trips and whatnot, but quite interesting things. We just keep looking at other competitions too. Okay. Stars. Okay. Interesting. Goes to high school.
Lynn, regarding the
I
competition, it's in March, right?
Yes, March. 18, 19,
So we need to probably meet a few more times.
Yeah, we'll need to meet in our small group.
Yes.
Look it on my phone.
So the kids.
So there's another page in that.
Very stressed.
Yeah. Google Code in. Teen Tech is usually goes around different areas of the country. It's a really great workshop we had it here last year. It's really good, although it's very early. Usually it's in June. But they do a really good job. And then this is the one that's in Morristown. That's the closest one I saw. I think little fun. I was looking for more online ones. If you have any ideas or see anything, let me know. That'd be really helpful. This is something I did with my students back in the day. Adobe certified. They actually got their Adobe certification while they were in high school. We didn't ever did a championship, but if you have Adobe in your classroom, they can get their certification and actually have that industry-wide certification. There's a way to do that. If you have an interest in that, let me know. I'll give you all the details. It's not for everybody. It's less computer science, more design and web design and graphic arts. Just a couple things about computer science for local groups, in case you're still doing anything with careers, because that's coming up. They'll start doing their application students and so on. And then maybe would be something they love to send, like a gaming thing, sound good?
That would be awesome.
Okay.
Our summer meetings, remember last year we presented at, we had meetings at different conferences. It's like having conference season in the summer.
Yeah, so the summer.
And we have to do so many PD things, so our summer sessions might be, I don't know, stuff like that.
I think summer we should just do what we did with the, what we did last year. The event here.
Tech stuff.
The tech stuff.
We did something at Teach Me.
Hopefully they, did the same things on me. That makes sense. Tech stuff, the second Wednesday.
Where is it, text?
Okay,
Yeah,
so
it's the 14th.
I think Daryl was there. Yeah, Daryl's not here tonight, so, yeah, I'll reach out and find it. Do we know what the date is for next time?
Yeah, I think it's
Yes.
the 14th of July.
I probably have it on this calendar.
For the May 11th, we want to go with gaming education. I can touch base with Steve Isaacs. He's very big in gaming and education. He's involved with a lot of groups that he just published a book
That'd
on.
be great.
I can see if he would be interested in coming down.
Yeah, Black Rocket never managed to get with us.
No.
They did it, and they use, they built those little apps and stuff.
Yeah. I tried to get him to come down, but he just said like if you want to do something, make me like a hangout.
Just keep it with going, driving.
Yeah.
I think they're more interested in themselves.
But you're kind of getting a good audience, that would be the ones that would do that, so.
Does Kyle planning teach me again in the summer or not?
It's what,
Does Kyle planning teach me in the summer?
I don't know, I haven't gotten summer things together
I
yet.
thought so. Ginny, I thought so. That he was planning to teach me.
What you said, Philip, when you do something, to drag and drop, that is not doing it.
Well, when you're actually doing, like, at the city building, HTML5 site for something like that, there's nothing we can do.
No, it's drag and drop versus
It's
not drag and drop.
drag and drop that. You have to start.
Any other comments or
It's a line at a time, but now.
input? Yep.
Yeah, for the programming contest, one of the problems, I know right now, the lottery is really big with people.
Close to it.
So I was thinking like, why not ask them a simple problem, like generate, 6 random numbers, like a lottery style. The trick to that would be no replacement, right? So you wouldn't pull the same value when actually. So it's like an entry level problem, but at the same time, it has a little bit of flavor to it because they're gonna have to know that they can't select the same number more than once, that kind of thing. So just.
You just have them generate
Like
PowerPoint.
working on the concepts.
Yeah, I had a feeling that.
It's like up here for me right now.
But you sit there and listen.
Yeah, I've been watching everything as it goes.
I kind of get it, but I haven't started. Any other comments? We could do motion to adjourn and then we could just, chat a little. And I have a couple things I was gonna
bring over to the table if anybody would like to play with the parts a little bit. We don't have old parts, but, for getting ready for the Monday day of service, we have some extra wire and hands and fingers, and it's the, we'll put the video up to how to put one together and just kind of go over that, especially if you're gonna be coming on Monday and maybe you go to the training, you'd like to see at least what it's gonna be like. We have time to do that. So, motion to adjourn?
Somebody has to motion.
I'll make a motion.
Meredith motion, and then Cesar.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks
I
for
wasn't
coming.
at the last meeting.
Any opposed?
Thank you.
We'll go for this one. Go this one.
I'm allowed to, okay.
Let's go to this one. As far as coming to the school. Here's a good, you're not.
I understand, you can't really talk about
What
this.
happens is you put a connection with other people,
It's all.
getting everyone out. There's some reasons and areas there.
You know, it's
Personally, it's nobody's here, but, the other guys used to for the but it's not the structures that are yeah, they do with big music clips.
But I don't know. So I don't know. That were, science, programmers that